Welcome back on this glorious and amazing day, Transgender. Before I go to the next part, I have a fascinating story that will explain the next part of my thought of the third group of people. I made lots of mistakes in my life, maybe more than you, maybe more than maybe. But I've learned throughout the years. And here's where I caught myself. I am fascinated with RVs. I go camping. I go with tents, although now I might not have to go camping because I got a house within the woods. This is my backyard where I'm sitting now. I have acres around me. Just a quarter of a mile, less than a quarter of a mile, I have a beautiful lake that I'll be throwing in my kayak very soon. So I might be able to go camping just in my own home if every single window has trees around it. So this is a fascinating story. So years ago, for 20 years or more, I've been going to RV shows. I go with them religiously wherever I travel. If it's Florida, if it's in Toronto, if it's in the Catskill Mountains, I will go to the RV shows. And I'm very, very fascinated. Since I was a child, I was extremely fascinated by RVs. And I just love to see how they manufacture it and how they develop it years over years. It's just stunning to see over years. Like cars is basically the same. Yeah, a few little differences, but in RVs they have way more differences, and I could spend literally hours talking about RVs. So they had this program. They tried to convince me that you buy an RV, you put down a down payment for an RV, and sounds unbelievable. And what it is, they basically take care of it and they rent it out for you, and you make 70% of the profit, and they make 30%. But you don't have to advertise. You go nothing. You go home. You just put down the down payment for the RV. And then if you want to use it for a week, you use it. Now, if you want to use it in the summertime, you're going to be losing because the summertime it's rented out each and every week. But if you rent it out in May and June or September, you don't have to worry about it because maybe it won't be rented out every week. And they show the profits. And I look through the numbers. I love numbers. And they show everything is awesome. Everything is exciting. The old me would go and just do it and invest in an RV, maybe buy 5 of them and just, hey, I could do my other stuff. I could do my life coaching. And meanwhile, my RVs are running around throughout North America making money for me. And I did something that I'm proud that I haven't done for so many years. This story happened roughly 10 years ago. I said, I'm willing to do it with one condition. What's the condition? Give me a few names of people that have already done it for a few years. So they did it for 5 or 10 years, not 1 year. And let's see, if they tell me, oh my gosh, this was the best decision, I'll go for it. She says, sure. And I forget if it was that day or she got back to me. I got 3 numbers. 1 number I couldn't get through. 1 number I left a message. And 1 number I couldn't even leave a message. It was just ringing. I decided, you know what? I don't know. I don't even hear from anyone. But then I was going to call up to get a few more names because I want to speak to people that have done it for 5 or 10 years. Then I found out, in the fine print, that when you buy this RV, they'll only use it for, I think, 2 years. I think it's 2 years, maybe 3. Then basically you go sell it. So if you're buying an RV, let's say for $80,000, in 3 years, it's only going to sell for 40 or 50. I'm not sure the exact numbers, but poof, the numbers go down. So I don't care if I'm making $5,000 or $10,000 a year per RV. It doesn't. And I go, my gosh, they never explained that part. They never told you that part. Feels like, yeah, I'll put down a small down payment, and this RV is going to be running for 5 or 10 years, making good money, and then maybe I'll sell it. So why am I talking about an RV when we're supposed to talk about transgender? Join me next week, the next clip, and I'll connect it. But till then, always remember, you are greater than you think you are. And if you want a good life, don't think about the things you don't want. Think about the things you really want and go for it. Because or else you're always going to connect to the things you don't want and you're going to be miserable. That was just, I don't know where that came from, but it just came. See ya.